Hello everyone, I am doing this video to answer two questions. Question number one, the war in the Middle East between Israel and US on one side and Iran on the other side. Is this going to be like a conventional third world war? The question is obvious no. The reason is simple. Because during the First World War and Second World War, although it started as a regional skirmishes like this, they learned the lessons from the history. Right? Because in the First World War, it was a minor issue of a Serbian assassin who assassinated the Archduke of Austria. Since Austria had ties with Germany involved, and once Germany involved, France and others also had to join, and to protect Serbia, Russia had to join. So it became like something that happened in the Europe became that of a world war. In Second World War also, this chain-like events happened with Germany attacking Poland. So France joined suit and the rest is history. So this is not going to happen here. Why? Because now the world has realized that instead of going into a chain-by-chain way of engulfing the entire world into a war and resulting in an economic chaos for years, you can do proxy wars. For example, in Ukraine, right? The NATO is not directly fighting the Russian army, but indirectly supporting Ukraine and many times giving bloody notes to Russia. So tit for tat in here. Here, the NATO forces are on the other side. And what Russia and China are doing, they are helping Iran indirectly. China is helping with its own version of GPS when US switch off GPS during the Iran skirmish there. Right. And the question number two, will it result in a regime change? I will say highly unlikely. I'll say with a conviction of say around 99%, unless and until US set its foot on the soil, a regime change is highly unlikely because Iran has a civilizational backing on its side. At the same time, it has a structure. This is not a very weak government like that of Nicolas Maduro's Venezuela. So it can hold on its own. And the other thing is that they are going in an attack in a decentralized command with a 31 odd IRGC district made decentralized, and they are fighting a war. So at one time, on one hand, it is very dangerous also because at times, if there is a total chaos, there is nobody to negotiate with. So that is why this burn is being bared by the Gulf countries especially, because attacks are happening here and there. So before closing the video, what I wish to say is that this is like a conventional army fighting with the guerrilla warfare, guerrilla army on the other side, guerrilla army being the Iran side. So the conventional army, if it has to go unscathed, it has to win and make a regime change. But for the guerrilla army, unless and until it goes for a total destruction, it's victory for them. So in this case, the chances are highly on the side of Iran to come out victorious in a not in a way that it will completely topple US, but if it can hold on its own, I'll say Iran has a chance. But on the other side, this war is not going to be like a war that is going to end. It is something that can happen in stages. For example, right now, this may not end in a regime change, but what will happen is that there will be an extended peace for around say 10 years. Again, it will attack. The attack will come because the main the country that is having its interest on this attack is Israel, because Iran is the bitter adversary of Israel, and Iran is a country which want to annihilate Israel from the face of the earth. This was very well said by its leaders long back. So as long as Israel is there in the Middle East, the war will continue, not in a full-fledged way at a stretch, but it can continue after a break of maybe 10 years or 15 years. So such a extended peace of 10 years or 15 years may be achieved by this war, and then US and allied forces may push back. That is my analysis about the war that is going on in Middle East. Thank you for watching this video. And before leaving, I wish to point out or just demonstrate two things. One is this book, Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince, and the other one, Art of War by Sun Tzu. Both these books have much relevance in this wars because Art of War, in a way, says war form is based on deception, and you should know yourself and your enemy well before going into the battlefield. And Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince always talks about a ruler given a chance. If the ruler to be loved or feared, they chose fear. So this is what is being played out by both the forces here and there. So stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching.